Welcome back to News Channel 7 at 5:30. So graduation season is here and thousands of kids will soon leave home to start their adult lives and often overextending themselves financially. But thankfully, we've got local financial professional Alex Astin here from Burns Estate Planning. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, we appreciate your great knowledge, and we want to first start with what are the most common failures that you see and how can we avoid those?
Yeah, so I would say the most common one, right, start off the bat, is frivolous spending. When you spend a lot of money, you have to make more money to pay off that spending, right? So when you get out of school, you have a job, you have income coming in. Doesn't mean every dollar that you have should be going out, right? So what we look at is how to avoid that. Just think of it this way. If you're working 5 days a week and you're spending $10 at lunch every day, $50 a week, $200 a month, $2,400 a year. I mean, those things add up, not to mention vacations and other discretionary income items that you can certainly add up. So frivolous spending, I would say, is the first one. The second one, I would say not having that savings, right? Not building that savings. Ultimately, what you look at is being responsible with your assets. So you want to not live paycheck to paycheck is the goal. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's usually because of frivolous spending, right? And so ways to avoid frivolous spending is to actually, every time you get paid, put some money away in your savings, right? Earn a little bit of interest on that money. So that way when emergencies happen, think of your water heater going out, or we have hurricanes around here, right? What happens if something goes wrong with your roof? You have insurance, but you wait down that line. Many other people have the same problem. So when you have an emergency fund built up, you can use it for exactly that. So that's certainly one area that you want to look at. Typically, you think of 3 to 6 months of expenses saved away. And then the last point here is you want to look at creating that budget, right? So that way, when you create that budget, you're able to see where your expenses go, where they track out, what's coming in. So that way, you can really put something sound together to set yourself up for success in the future.
So what can parents, so that's all a lot of great information. Yeah. How can parents get that across to their students?
Well, for me, it was in high school, right? My parents did a great job I had my first job, right? 15 years old, was bussing tables. And I actually had my own income coming in. And I wanted to know how to manage it, right? I knew how to spend it, but how do you manage it?
That's easy.
So they did a great job teaching me about saving money, putting it away consistently. But then you also need to make sure that they teach you about credit too. Something that we did when I was young at that age was, $500 limit on a credit card, $1,000 limit on a credit card. Pay that credit card off every month. The longer credit history you have, the easier it is for you to get a loan in the future, say for a home or a car. And typically the better credit you have, the cheaper it is to borrow. So setting something up like that, young, and instilling good habits before you actually go out in your working career, and you've already created good habits. Those bad habits are gone.
Great information.